Good morning, everybody. Good morning on a lovely Tuesday morning as the guests are fighting their way to get into the door, get through the door. Seems to be a log jam at the door. I mean, with Unholy Toledo blocking the door, guest Matilda, guest Steve. Holy mackerel, we got a big battle. Welcome aboard, everybody. Welcome aboard. Yeah, it's not going to be a normal morning. I can always tell. Welcome aboard, everybody, on a lovely Tuesday morning. Good morning to Greg, who has opened up the doors. And I got to tell you, this is like one of the riots that you see. And Andy in the studio as well. Sound is good. Thank you, Philly. Doug Boyle, Saturday morning, 10 o'clock. Don't miss the Boyle. That's right, the Doug Boyle Show. The Dugout. Phil Chaplin, you on tonight, Phil? All right, Unholy Toledo. Timothy, my hooker, is here. Guest Matilda, guest Stevie, guest whatever. George has joined us. There you go. So, top of the morning to you all. On the day that Derek Jeter becomes a Hall of Famer. Good morning to Derek Jeter. Good morning to the Hall of Fame. But I got a little bit more to add about the Hall of Fame and Derek Jeter. Are you surprised? I got something to say about the Hall of Fame and Derek Jeter, who is, look, when Derek Jeter first arrived on the scene, let's see who goes back. When he wasn't the number one Jeter in New York. That's right, and you can look this up. The New York Football Giants, Derek Jeter was not the number one Jeter in New York. And I dare anybody to get this one. All right? You almost have to be a New Yorker to know it, and even then you wouldn't know it, but we'll see. Derek Jeter comes up at a time where the New York Football Giants had a pretty good defensive end named Jeter. Gary Jeter, I think his name was. I don't even know his first name. Anyway, his name was Jeter. And, that's what I remember. Okay, how come I can't remember anything? That's right. Phil Chaplin's on tonight. Corner infield breakdown. Our fantasy slow draft is finally crawling to an end. Come on, wake up, Mitchell Harson, and make your pick, for crying out loud. And then we're going to take the starting lineups, and Andy is going to give the projections to each team, and we'll see who's the winner. There you go. 7 o'clock tonight with Phil. 9 o'clock with Arnie. Arnie also coming up next right here. Okay, so Gary Jeter was the number one Jeter in New York when Derek Jeter came in. How about that one? Nobody's going to tell you that, and you know something? Nobody cares about that. So there you go. 150. Here's Derek Jeter. If he was not a New York Yankee, Derek Jeter would have a hard time getting in the Hall of Fame. Yeah, he's got some good numbers, okay? With that 311 batting average, we all know about the hits. So, yeah, he's a Hall of Famer. But in this postseason, 158 games, 200 hits, 302 total bases, 111 runs, a 308 batting average, and a 374 on-base percentage. But Derek Jeter. Fangraphs has calculated Derek Jeter to be one of the worst defensive shortstops in baseball in that time period that he played. Now, it requires a little explanation. Because Jeter, he wasn't bad in the grounder between your legs sense, so he didn't make a lot of... He was sure-handed. And that explains how he managed to win, 5 Gold Gloves. We're going to be talking about the New York Mets in just a few minutes, but we got to talk about the Jeter. Now, he was limited in the number of batted balls that he reached. So while he may not have been charged with errors, a batter would still end up on first base with a single because Derek Jeter did not get to a grounder that most shortstops would turn into outs. And over at Fangraphs, they have detailed defensive charts that date back to 2003. The charts are not foolproof. Absolutely not. But they do give a reliable sense as to how many runs a fielder saves or costs for his team based on the number of balls hit in his direction that are turned into outs, and that's why I talk about Andujar and Gleyber Torres can't play the left side of the infield. But with Jeter, here's the thing. In his case, the numbers are like a horror show. He cost the Yankees twice as many runs as the next closest shortstop. He cost the Yankees 152 runs. Hanley Ramirez, 73 runs. That's from 2003 to 2014. So does anybody believe that Derek Jeter should be a unanimous Hall of Fame pick? I'm not talking about should Derek Jeter be in the Hall of Fame. Jonathan Danger Cole should be in the Hall of Fame too. So, how could I say that Derek Jeter shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame? And it's unbelievable. Yep, Gary Jeter. He died a few years ago. Right? Thank you. Somebody remembers Gary Jeter. I didn't realize that he passed away, but still, let's give him his just due. He is a Jeter in New York. So Derek Jeter, when you have such a I mean piss poor bad, when you are just so bad, how do you compare? By the way, Andrelton Simmons is the number one in defensive runs saved in that period of time. Jeter was last. 152 runs he gave up. Hanley Ramirez, 73. Yuniesky Betancourt, 66. Jose Reyes with a minus 39. So there you go. That's the Derek Jeter Award right there. All right, now, look, we have to admit that one of the things about Derek Jeter, if you take a look at some of the other shortstops, Robin Yount went to center field, Cal Ripken to third base, Alex Rodriguez was a better shortstop than Jeter, but he moved to third base when he joined the Yankees. Okay, so Jeter possibly at age 40, 38, 39, probably should have changed positions, as most shortstops do, but I take the position that he absolutely, his reputation exceeds his production. And if he is a unanimous, I say, okay, first ballot, I'll give it to you. Because it's not his fault he played for the Yankees. The same reason that you can't take it away from Larry Walker because he played at Coors Field. You can't do it, and I'll tell you why. You can't take it away from Derek Jeter that he played for a winning team like the Yankees. So put him in the Hall, but to make him a unanimous. Now, when I mentioned Larry Walker, since the beginning of the expansion era, which was 1961, Larry Walker had a 141 OPS. That's a park-adjusted metric, okay? You're about the ballpark. Ranked 7th among all major league outfielders with a minimum of 7,000 plate appearances. He only trails, this is OPS, in Hank Aaron, Barry Bonds, Roberto Clemente, Willie Mays, Manny Ramirez, and Frank Robinson. Larry Walker's OPS ranks higher than Hall of Fame outfielders Vladimir Guerrero, Reggie Jackson, Ken Griffey Jr., Tony Gwynn, Dave Winfield, Tim Raines, and Andre Dawson. Okay? And here's the best thing about Larry Walker. And that'll be it for the Hall of Fame. I still think Maury Wills belongs in the Hall of Fame. Walker had hit his slash line, 278, 370, 495. That's on the road. And that is equaled or bested by only 24 players. That doesn't include active players. Of the 24, 18 are in the Hall of Fame. They're higher than Willie Stargell, Ken Griffey, Reggie Jackson, Cepeda, Gwynn, Kaline, Brett, Clemente. I'm telling you, Larry Walker belongs in the Hall of Fame. Derek Jeter does not belong in the Hall of Fame as a unanimous choice. Does anybody have anything to say? Okay. Guess Bernadette, he should be in the Hall because he's CDN. I have no idea what that was, okay? And yes, Phil, now the Derek Jeter flip at home plate, I don't care about the diving catch. We've seen diving catches going into the stands. But the home plate flip off of, I think it was Giambi, right? Traveler is here. Good morning. Tito Luna has joined us. Jay Bass is here. Good morning to Jay Bass. Good morning to you. Now, 14-time All-Star. Yeah, he's in the Hall of Fame. That bat flip, I got to tell you something. To me, when he flipped that ball to home plate, one of the most impressive plays I've ever seen. Forget about the catches, okay? That was instinct. That was knowing how to play the game. And I'll tell you, I made a play like that once. Yeah, I made a play that I would rank just as good as that play when I was in high school. I played center field. Come on, all right, Andy, you ready for this? All right, I played center field, and I used to back up the left fielder, the right fielder, second, everybody. So there's a runner on second. This is the greatest play I ever made. Runner on second, and he's stealing third. I went to back up the third baseman. The left fielder didn't budge. The catcher overthrew third base by so much, I caught the ball in shallow left field and threw the runner out at the plate. Me and Mike Jorgensen. Yeah, that's right. Ask Jorgie about it. I had him on a show a number of years ago when I was doing MLB radio, and I asked him who the greatest center fielder he ever saw. He said Lenny Melnick. That's a true story. Okay, anyway. Yeah, so anyway, I agree with you. Jeter belongs in the Hall of Fame. You're not taking away the fact that he played for the Yankees, same way you can't take away the fact that Larry Walker played in Colorado. But come on, everybody. Just to give you a little update, Harrison Bader is now on. All right, that takes care of the Hall of Fame. Thank you very much, everybody. We'll talk about it again next year. Harrison Bader has moved into my sleeper list, and here's one of the things I've discovered from my contacts in St. Louis. Harrison Bader and Colton Wong have made a little side bet, I've been told, as to who steals the most bases. Now, I don't know. You want to take that into account? No, we're going to be talking about the Mets. For all you Met guys on the True Met Fans Facebook page, hold on. You won't believe it. We're going to talk about the Mets, big time. Okay, I'm a Met fan since Hobie Landreth was the first pick. I watched Jay Hook beat the Pittsburgh Pirates 9-1 for the first win ever by the Mets. I went to Met games. I had a date once. I took a girl to a Met game at Shea Stadium, and then first time she was from Indiana, and then driving in the car, I said, "So, what'd you think of the game?" She said, "It was a lot of fun, but I can't figure out." Who was Les Gomez? That's a true story. Who was Les Gomez? I said, what are you talking about? There's no player named Les Gomez. She says, why was everybody chanting Les Gomez? I said, come on, man. It's Let's Go. Anyway, you know the story, okay? That's what really happened. So Harrison Bader and Colton Wong have a little side bet. Every little bit helps. Every little thing helps. That's a sabermetric. That's a Saber Melnick, okay? From now on, we're going to call them Saber Melnicks when you get these little pieces of nuggets and when you learn that Harrison Bader is going to steal 20 bases. Miami is, look, I'm sitting in this slow draft looking for a closer, and I almost pulled the trigger on Urena because he's listed as the closer, but according to Craig Mish, he's not the closer. Miami's trying to get paid Kinsler, Strop, even Phelps. So Strop, okay, who was with the Cubs, free agent, I would say Pedro Strop. If you're in a draft early and you're looking for a very cheap closer, and Miami's not going to, he's going to get you 20 saves or more. That's right, 20 saves or more. So Pedro Strop, someone to grab in your draft. I know somebody's going to grab him now in the slow draft. It might even be me. So, who knows? Don't steal him from him. But in the spirit of fair play, I can't keep it from the great people of the chat room. Not going to do it. Talking about the Mets coming up in just a minute. You all know about the trouble in Colorado, Nolan Arenado. They say he's staying put. It also says he wants out, okay? And that is such a stupid thing. You want out, you keep your freaking mouth shut because it takes away the leverage that Colorado might have in any trade talk. Remember when she and Carlos Stanton wanted out in Miami so bad?